how to write about consciousness. There are different ways because consciousness is very important because in terms of spiritually, maybe being open-minded can allow us to explore and consider different spiritual beliefs and practices. So, I begin from my body because there is a base corporal support for everything, and I begin with my body always, and then since this corporal support, you can work everything, and this corporal support means not work only the actual neuroscience speaks about seven senses, no? A part of the five senses, we are talking about the proprioception and the interoception, and are not only neuronal receptors. There is a deeply receptor about our body, and we can work since this body, since the posture, the asana, the breathing, all the tips that we have to begin or to continue, because we begin time ago to continue this open-minded, this work of know-how in our mindedness.
Thank you.
I begin since my body. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Gabrielji mentioned that start with body, command on asanas, and connect with the breath. Sheenaji, the question again comes back to you. What are the practical tips for the audience? How can I rise in consciousness?
So I'll be very quick. Obviously people who are listening to this are practicing yoga or some sort of journey. So what I told all my students this morning was two things. First of all, this week, choose a class that you looked at and said, I didn't want to do. So choose a class that makes you feel uncomfortable, not the one you wanted to do. And today, when you wake up, do something that makes you feel incredibly uncomfortable. And when you enter it, don't enter it with your thinking mind, but with your feeling body. And just listen to what that experience is like for you. Because the raising of consciousness comes from raising of awareness of yourself. So the only tip I can give you today to start off with is just do something that makes you feel uncomfortable. And then understand why it made you feel uncomfortable and take that journey into yourself. Eat something that you normally dislike, drink something that you said you didn't like change your mindset and do things that you would normally not do, and then just understand why you decide not to do them, and then how you feel when you do. You probably will surprise yourself that you actually liked what you didn't like.
That's nice. Thank you very much. And Gabrielji, because you joined us late, I can again give you 1 minute for specific one or two more points. If you can suggest us a couple of more points, how to rise in consciousness. One thing you mentioned about asanas, breathing, any specific practical tools you would like to suggest?
Obviously, the traditions talks about asana, breathing, but asana means sit comfortable. I am agree with this. Sit comfortable and means to be to accept. If I accept my body, I accept my structure, I accept my different levels of my mind, because we have a level like the gunas, like the asati in this moment we are trying a Sattvic mind. We are working a Sattvic mind. I love this moment for this. Previously, I have had an issue, a little issue to get into this meeting. I was already 15 minutes after, but impossible issue. And where was my tamasic mind? But I am gain the Sattvic mind. So how mind is all time in the Andean philosophy. We have the three pachas: the Alam Pacha, Aka Pacha, Manka Pacha, a basic one, an intermediate universe, and subtle spiritual universe. So maybe we can work more time, not always, obviously, this spiritual mind, this Sattvic mind.
Thank you very much.
The base is our body, our breathing,
yes. The time, let's conclude what we discussed. Gabriel ji also gave his input. So we started our discussion mentioning about, Shinaji mentioned that what exactly he said, that kids from the childhood, a synthetic self is given to us, and we don't want to listen further more. Anything that is threatening the synthetic self, a defense mechanism covers it. And that's why it is very much important that I need to define myself in the right spirit. And he said the solution to the threat is a spirituality, but there is a threat to spirituality itself. And the threat is that you may become spiritually arrogant, spiritual escape, and people become, they are not good to the next door neighbors and they are talking high things. So these are the spiritual risks that people go through. And then as a solution, he said, if you want to elevate in consciousness, one is connect with your breath, be observer of your behavior, be aware of the triggers, and fourth is be first open-minded towards yourself, accept yourself. Kosminji mentioned that if you want to know whether the person is really open-minded, see whether is he listening carefully or you're not, and whether he is open to accept all the ideas which he doesn't appreciate, but still is he receiving it. But adopting those ideas in life is a matter of choice. You receive it openly, and then you decide what to accept finally. Know your true nature. And he said in the name of spiritualism, lots of circus is going on, and the circus is because of the misinterpretation of the scriptures, and that is why the spiritual arrogance may happen. He suggested that you can't control everything. Live life as an instrument, and there is a bigger universal intelligence that is making things happen, and we are the byproduct of the same universal intelligence that connects us, that feeling of surrender to the divine. And then our friend Gabriel ji mentioned that you may like to start with your body and connect with the breath and start thinking with the sattvic mind. It's the rajasic and tamasic mind that makes people struggle, but the sattvic mind makes us really open-minded. I'm sure, friends, that we were enough open-minded in our discussion, and listening us, you will also feel some glimpses of open-mindedness with the spirituality. My thanks to all honorable guests. I wish we could have 1 hour of panel discussion. I was so interested to listen, but now we don't have time. Thank you very much for being with us today. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you. Namaste.
I feel honored to welcome our guest, Mr. Valdemar Parado. He has been a